Very excited. Give me one more second. Everyone should have gotten a text and an email reminder, but we just want
Very
to.
excited.
Oh, let me turn off this. Give me one more second. Everyone should have gotten a text and an email reminder. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's get started. Today is our lunch and learn. On these lunch and learns, our goal is to answer questions, show you how to use resources. Last week, we really got into like updating our Google pages and making sure families could find us. So I see some returning people. So hopefully you guys did that assignment on last week from Lunch and Learn. But that is the goal. Unlike the webinar where I'm just teaching, you're more listening and we answer a few questions at the end. The Lunch and Learns are more guided by you, your questions, and your experience, what you're dealing with enrollment, like right now. So if you have any questions, you do want to go ahead and drop them in the chat because we will be doing some round robin so I can answer those questions for you guys. All right. And then IP resources with uh-oh, is active and not dusty. So those are some of the things that we'll be working on tonight. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat. Or if you have some celebrations, you've enrolled a few people and you want to brag, you can also use this time to brag a little bit before we go through the resources. All right, you can simply unmute your mic or raise your hand. Marie, was it you last week was going to speak to your franchise for the marketing department?
No, this is my first time on.
Oh, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. We had someone on last week and she has a tree in the background. So in my mind, I was like, I wonder if this is the same person. But thank you for joining us. All right, I want to go to questions first, guys. It's 19 of you on, now 20. If you have any questions about enrollment, I want to start there before we go into resources. All right, so I'll go into our first
Brandy, I have a quick question.
Yes, please.
So, a lot of people are moving to our area, and of course, I'd opened the new center, but a lot of people are asking for part-time care. So
Mhm.
I don't want to tell them no. I don't want to take up space, at the same time to where when people are needing. So how do you what's the best way to navigate that?
This is actually a great question. No, that is based on availability. Now, part-time is different from drop-in. So are these part-time, they want to come the same days every week, or is it drop-in, they want to come when they want to?
No, it's part-time, like they want to come maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week.
So I have restarted taking those parents. However, I really do try to convert them. My part-time rate is not much cheaper or more cost effective than my full-time rate. I do that on purpose. If you come 3 times part-time, you might as well bring your baby for the rest of the week, because it's about the same price. So in the center we're at now, we actually have a preschool hours. And so when people are part-time, I try to encourage them to do that. And our preschool hours is 8:30 to 3. And they can come every day. And it's the same amount if they come 3 days a week part-time. And so I would just make it to where just for them. You already have a teacher. What I do tell them is these seats can be full by full-time people, but I'll give you the option to convert if that time comes. So let's just say you get up to 40, you can only take 40. Your next kid is a full-time kid. I'll give that parent the option, say, hey, we have no more part-time spaces. Would you like to convert to full-time? And typically we give them 2 weeks to make that decision.
Thank you. That answers. I just haven't had a part-time person in so long. So what I used to do is have two part-time families that made one whole space. So one did 2 days a week and one did 3 days a week. And then if we needed the full-time space, I gave them the first opportunity to have the full-time space.
Yeah, and sometimes it matches up cute like that, but other times it don't. Like
Right.
both families will need a certain day. And when it doesn't match up cute like that, the truth of the matter is none of our kids come to school every day. Like somebody's gonna always be out. But I don't want to run it so tight that I have a situation or an issue. What I don't do is like when they want to change their dates, I don't allow them to do that unless I just have a lot of space. So if you were Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I need you to keep Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And I prefer them not be Monday because Monday is always a crazy day. But when you're not full and you have teachers, it just makes sense to have the same kids a few days a week. But typically, if they're going more than 3 days, it's not as cost effective. We take our tuition, we divide it by 3, and then we normally add $5 or $10 to get our daily rate because it needs to be higher than the daily rate the full-time parent is paying. Okay. All right. Hey, Tamika, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. All right, so I guess kind of sort of. We have an issue, and it has been really getting out of control. Our kiddos and behavior. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and this is the worst that I've seen it with the behavior with the students. And what I don't want is because we are honestly teaching these kids, and now it's becoming a problem where my teachers are having difficulty getting through a lesson. I don't have that issue with my older kids per se. I have one student, and her mom and I were on the same page, so we've partnered together. But for those little ones, and we're talking kids who can't wipe their behind, like it's to the point where
So, what's
they
your
are.
question, Tamika? This is
What can we do? Like, I
well,
don't know what to do.
well, me and you already we've had this conversation, so I will
Brandy, it's
reiterate.
out of control though. Like,
Mhm.
out of control.
I'm going to definitely reiterate, and we are doing enrollment questions today, so I want to make sure we stay on theme. I'm going to tell you guys the only way you can get control over behavior issues if parents know that you're willing to disenroll. It's really not fair to teachers or to yourself to keep a kid that is a safety risk for other kids. And I'm not saying throw every kid away, but I'm just saying if that family cannot comply to the rules, and maybe there's something really wrong with
It's not.
this kid. Well, evidently, someone has allowed this kid to behave
Yes.
however they want. And sometimes parents say, oh, they don't do that at home. Normally, that's not true. This is a point where I have to decide if I'm going to disenroll for the greater good of my program. And when it comes to me losing other students or me losing a teacher, sometimes I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna disenroll. And I'm not talking about any teacher just because they don't want to deal with something, they don't want
Yeah.
to do something,
No.
but it's just not fair. If the teachers have to follow the rules, the parents and the students have to follow the rules. And I know that we have to work with kids, and it sounds like you've worked with this kid. We've talked about the letters that
No,
you've shown. And
Brandy,
so
it's out of my 10 kids, it's 8 of them. Like, it is a disease. And I'm like, what in the world?
it could be learned behavior. So we talked about identifying the 2 or 3 students that you think are making the biggest impact
Hmm.
and really talking to those parents, doing the behavior plan for those parents. Because if you allow it, it's gonna go from 8 to 10. Because
Yeah.
there are 2 types of behavior. We have characteristics to us that are just us, and then we have learned behavior. If you put a kid in an environment where everybody is cussing, they're gonna cuss.
Yeah.
Like if you put a kid in an environment where they eat mostly fast food, that's what they're going to want. If you put a kid in an environment where there's no screen time, they don't even desire screen time. If you put a phone in a kid's hand from the moment they wake up to the moment they get to school, of course, they're going to have a tantrum when they have to give their phone back to mom and dad. So it's really about behaviors. And I would say if it's the whole center, I would just go on a reboot of our management plan. Like, hey, this is the plan. We are retraining teachers. This is what they're going to do, and this is what need to happen for your child to stay. And I know that's hard when we have in full enrollment too, but you don't keep no kids if the kids are totally
Yeah.
misbehaving. A part of it
Yeah.
is also classrooming. All right. Someone said there's a video. Yes, I saw that, Patricia, of the students learning to write with the balloons. It had some controversy to that too. You know, was that appropriate? Was it not appropriate? Definitely. Actually, say when opening a new center, what's the best ways to introduce yourself for enrollment? Ashley, as you know, we opened a new center on Monday. One of the best ways I believe is to make sure that your Google page introduces you first,
Okay.
right? You can even put a graphic of meet the owner, some things about you, you touring the building, them hearing your voice and how excited you are, because Google is Child Care Center's #1 referral source.
Okay.
It even over Facebook. Google is your #1 referral source of people who are looking, right? And so the best way for them to get to know you is your voice. Your voice can be on your website. It could be pictures. It could be your social media page. You can host a meet and greet. So I'm hosting a meet and greet here, and we're also hosting a trunk or treat here. And I'm not a big trunk or treat person,
Mhm.
but we're having, instead of our parents doing it, we're having our teachers do it.
Okay.
Because we're a new center, I'm gonna do it inside. We're gonna be like serving like hot dogs and nachos. Outside, they're gonna be serving like little treat bags and water and candy. But doing some community events for people that even know you're there. What are some things you've thought about doing?
Well, I really hadn't put no thought into it, but since we're talking about it, I was going to use Facebook
Hmm.
and to start off with like friends and family.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all the difference like in social media. Facebook shows you to the people in your radius, but mostly your family and friends. They know you. So when you want people who don't know you to find more information,
Mm-hmm.
I defer to Google, TikTok, and Instagram
Okay.
because they're more likely to show new people your information. Facebook, for most of us, is our hub of social media, and that's
Mhm.
totally cool. But you want to make sure that more than any other platform, your Google is tight and right.
Okay.
Um, Last week we were looking at some Google listings. Some people's hours were wrong. Their phone number had been updated. You know, they didn't have any videos on there, and those things do make a difference when a parent is deciding how they want to interact with you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I would say to make sure that you are doing those things, but um open your doors, let people know that they're welcome when you're first coming in, because you don't want to be so closed off that like you repel people that they weren't friendly, they didn't answer my questions. So you want to make sure that you're warm and welcoming and that you're on every single platform that you can be on.
Okay.
Mhm. All right, great question, great question. Any more questions about enrollment marketing, parents, promotions before we go over our free resources? Making sure I didn't miss anyone's question. All right.
Hey,
Well, oh, go ahead.
it's Danielle.
Hey, Danielle, there's a
Can you
little
hear me?
feedback. Do you have two devices on?
No, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see. No,
Why is it doing it? Is it
I don't
because
know.
close all your other tabs out?
Is it this one?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna let you turn off one of them, then just unmute when you're ready. So I was getting the wobbly ears over here.
Sorry, is that better?
Oh, that's so perfect.
Let me turn my camera on so I can see you too. Let me see.
Yay. Hey there.
Sorry. Hey, so just I've been going to all the, Enroll 24/20 and trying to figure it out and different promotions. What would you say is the one that like has got you the most to come in? Like what's like the number one
Yeah.
thing?
My number one promotion of all times, I think when we tested it, is the free week promotion. So my free week promotion works like this, and you can work it how you want it.
Mhm.
But we put it in the newspaper, we put a sign in our yard, we tell parents about it, we make it a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we do our free week promotion in tiers. The first thing that we do is we offer the parent that we're touring a free week. And the way that that works is they pay their registration, they pay their first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week. We give them the free week on the sixth week, right? And so it does build some buzz more than anything. It makes people book the tour. We explain to them the promotion. And we do explain to them that, of course, we can't do it on the first week because, we would lose our shirt. But we do want
Mm-hmm.
to thank you for giving us a try. And we give them their 6 week free.
Okay.
But for the parent who refers them, we do a free week with them too. And it's on the eighth week. And the reason why we do that is because parents who are already there, they'll be like, I should have waited on that promotion or blah, 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 blah. It's a way to say, hey, listen, I know you're here, you're loyal, and I love you, but I can still give you a way to join in on this promotion.
Okay.
So now instead of just me promoting or maybe me and a director, I have me and 30 other parents, right?
Okay.
Or me and 50 other parents. And we give them like flyers, those big, like the white envelope,
Mm-hmm.
get you like stick stuff in like for fundraisers. We give them a few flyers, we give them a letter saying that we're on the grow. And typically, when we're doing our free week, we do at least one family event. So we're doing a reading night. I want to say it's September 24th, whatever next week is. We're doing a reading night and we're inviting new parents in to come. We're giving books away, but our teachers are dressing up like characters. We'll be reading a book in 2 rooms. They'll do a coloring sheet. It's open to the whole community.
Okay.
Right. And so they
Mm-hmm.
can come and actually see the center. And it's just a family reading night. Come and get a free book for your kid. We normally, I don't know what Daniel is doing for food. I don't even, he may be doing pizza or whatever, but they can get a snack with their family. They can get a book, and it allows us to talk to new families.
Okay, I like that. So we're gonna do an open house. And I wanted to know what do you think about if I had to cook some of the dishes that the kids eat as like the food for the families that come.
Yeah, as long as it's quality food, I don't have no problem with that. To say, and I would introduce her as our chef. Um, we do a cooking class with our students. Like if they could make something or decorate something, that would be a cute little addition to it. When we do open house, we do like two. We do one for in the same night. We ask new parents to come at one time and our older parents to come at another time. So we
Okay.
may have older parents come at 6 and new parents come at 7.
Okay.
That way we can do our little spiel twice. But our open house is not just for current parents, it's for all parents.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open up to the
Mhm.
community. We're gonna do it on a Saturday, like midday 11 to 3. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
my husband wear a Ninja Turtle costume and stand outside with a sign trying to I figure kids will see it and they're gonna be like, take us there. I want to see that.
Yeah. I
So,
think
and then we
all
were
of
gonna
those
do
things are
activities and
really good. Have people register. Like we use Eventbrite for things like that. And the reason why we have them register is we want their contact information.
okay.
So
So
whether
let's
they
do
come or
that.
not come, we could be like fun day and open house. And they can even choose the time they're gonna come by. So
Okay.
you can know like how much food, like are you gonna come by from 11 to 1 or are you gonna come by from 1 to 3? You see,
Okay.
and you can let them know what you have. You can put it out there. We have free food for the family.
Okay.
See if you can get one of the immunization trucks to come. Every city, like they have the thing where the kids can like update their shots, those little
Uh-huh.
But
The mobiles.
like the
Mm-hmm.
little mobiles, I will see if I could do that. I would see if I can have the local dentist. There'll be some toothbrushes. I would see,
Okay.
I would just see how I can
Local
include other
businesses.
people. You
Okay.
maybe could sometimes we get it's like that little league football season and
Mm-hmm.
like that cheer season.
Yes.
Ask for like little league cheerleaders to come out and perform. Like
Oh, okay.
there are so many things you could do to really make it pop.
Okay. I like those ideas. Thank you. I needed
You're
some
so
extras.
welcome.
Thank you,
All
girl.
right. I see some more questions. Let me get to Patricia. Hey, Patricia, are you still on? Patricia said, how soon do you follow up after a tour? Soon as they leave. As soon as they leave, they get a text message or an email from us. It's actually automated. When I say that they have after they leave, we move them over to Toured and they get a message saying, thank you for touring today. Here's some information about our program. Here's the enrollment packet. It is immediate, immediate. And then later that evening, I think our system sends them another thank you. And then if we move it, like if they turn in their paperwork and we move them to that little, like, because our system is automated, it will trigger another message. But let's say they don't, and we don't hear from them, and they ghost us. They won't get an email the next day. They'll get an email or a text message the day after. So that we do it immediately and that night. Then we wait a day, and then we do it the next day, and then we follow up for about 7 days. What I like to do, if they say they were going to do something and they don't do it, the very next day, we normally call during nap time to see if they had any problems, if they had any questions. Is there anything that we could do to help? But we make that like a personal touch point. Does that answer your question, Miss Patricia? Okay, good, good. How when are you following up? Oh, okay, you're muted. Let me see. Ask to unmute. No, you're fine. Sometimes if you go on your phone and you go over to the first one, just hit the microphone because it's still showing me that you're muted. Let me see if I can help. Oh, it's not being nice to us. You can drop it in the chat. If you can figure it out, let me know. Okay. Marie says, what am I using? We use a system called So Tell Us. They will be coming during boot camp. Sierra says, do we allow walk-ins or appointment only? If if it's not a busy time, I will talk to a walk-in and I will tour. But if it's not an ideal time, if we're changing kids or I'll let them know that we can give them some information. Would they like to schedule a time for a tour? Like we're in transition. We do tours at this time. But I'm not gonna let her walk out the door if I can tour. That's just like someone saying, do you want $15,000? And me saying, oh no, I'm gonna wait, tomorrow to get that $15,000 from you. Do that make sense? No. And so I feel the same thing about touring. Most people who are coming without calling, they may be desperate. They may just got a job. They may need to change centers. They may be moving to the area. And so most people don't just walk in. So if they are, I'm thinking, hey, this is a hot lead. They're already here. Why would I not talk to them? Right. So that's kind of how I do walk-ins. Okay. All right. So I want to show you guys a few resources. I think I've answered all the questions and then we'll answer a few more questions. The first thing is like your little freebie. I want to make sure, and Bobby, you can drop this link in the chat. This was the free gift that we gave everybody that attended the webinar. And it's just a goal tracking sheet. But the one of the things that's in there is the money leak sheet that will help you calculate a more exact revenue gap. So you can use this as your initial goal sheet. Like, all right, where am I at? What is my goal? And it also talks about what are your next 3 steps that you're going to take. I need one of everybody's next 3 steps is to check their Google listing, check their Facebook to make sure the information is accurate, right? Because you remember last week we checked someone's and we went all the way through it. We found those mistakes. I went and checked mine and I had a mistake. It was saying that we were opening at 7 a.m. instead of 6:30 because we bought this center and the previous owner opened at 7 a.m. Okay. So you want to make sure that you check those Google listings. But when it comes to your money calculator, at the top, you can click on this and it will open up into a sheet like this. Now, if you notice, it says view only. So to use this sheet, you have to go to file and you have to make a copy. Otherwise, you cannot edit or use this sheet in any way. So if you ask us for permission, we don't grant it, but you can go and make your own copy and use it forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay? Now for this, I need a volunteer because there are 2 ways that you can use the calculator. One is, I guess, a fast way because you don't break it down by classroom. And the other one is a more exact way you break it down by classroom. So who has a center, you have empty seats, and you want to be my helper today, let me know. I need 1 helper. You can do it. Come on, Scott.
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who said that?
Me, Tamika.
Hey, okay, I found you. All right. So let's do 1 center. What center has the biggest capacity?
Monticello, and that's 44. And right now we are at, what is it, 28? 28. I think it was 28 I saw.
Well, she would just put 44.
Hmm.
She would say she has 28. And what is your weekly tuition?
I'll use the lowest. We do monthly. And so let's just say for our, because we also do after schoolers there. All right, let's just say,
What's your
let's say
toddler rate?
1200.
Okay, so 300 a week. We'll just use that.
Okay.
All right, so basically this is saying your revenue gap is
Jesus.
249,600. Your weekly loss, if we had these 16 kids, you would be making about 4,800 more per week or about 20 more thousand per month. So let's think about this. If you were making an extra 20,000 a month for just the rest of the year, how would that change your business?
Wow. And see, this is what bothers me because of that. I've done this, and that bothers me. Like there are things that I want to do. We need to get a fence put up. That 20,000 would help right there. Like that's we need 17,000, so that would help us just 1 month alone. Like this is bonkers.
Mhm.
It's Yeah. This is coming right on time. This boot camp.
And then the thing that this should be a division sign. We need to change. Bobby, make sure we change this one. I think I said this last week, but I don't think we changed it. Right now your capacity is at 64%. Now, on the other hand, I want to tell you right now you're above. End up surveying right at 2,000 childcare owners. 50% of them said that they were not even 50% full. That statistic like shook me to the core. And then you had about 25% that said that they were between 20%, I mean, sorry, 50% and 75%. But I mean, you're trending in the right direction. But we know the difference in students. will make a big difference. And if you could do it all next year, you can run full. That's another $250,000. And when we think
Oh
about
my gracious.
some of the goals that you guys have, this is needed.
Yes.
This is needed. Okay, let me get another guinea pig and I'm going to show you how to do the multi-program one. Anybody else want to join in with me? All right, Nicole, we'll see you in a second. Anybody else want to join in that has a center you have students? Because we
I
need
have
some.
a center. I have students.
Hey, Quinn.
Hey, boss lady.
All right. How many is your capacity?
The capacity at center number 2 is 74.
Okay, so we're going to take it by classroom in your example. And I think this is good for you, especially since you just opened another center. How many infants can you have?
We can have 4 infants.
All right. How many toddlers can you have?
We could have 16 toddlers.
And then do you have it break it up into pre-K 3 and pre-K 4?
Let me pop back over here and look at this number. So we could have 16. We have a 1-2 class combined, and then we're opening another 1-2 class. And
Okay.
actually, can we break it down to 50 instead? Because I don't think I want to open all of them. I want to do what I can do realistically. Is that okay?
No, because I want
But
you to know what is your real revenue gap. So the rest of these seats are pre-K or you taking after schools?
we do have an after school program and it can hold 25 kids.
So that'll take you right there to like your 70. So we're gonna put these other 15 in the 2 pre-K classes.
I don't
So
know
we're
why
right
you
there
hate
at
me.
75. I'm gonna put after schoolers at 24. But I just want to be realistic with you. A lot of times we know our potential, but we don't want to look at that number. Nah, we're gonna look at that number. All right. So let's talk about enrollment. How many infants do you actually have?
4
All right, good. And how much do they pay per week?
per week is 225.
All right. And how many toddlers do you have of the 16?
We have 8.
All right. And they pay what?
220.
All right. How many pre-K you have?
We have 4 pre-K scholars.
All right. And how many how much
It's
they pay?
190.
190?
190.
And how many schoolers?
4.
And how much they pay?
85 a week.
Good. All right. So is that everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so
No, ma'am. There is of the preschool kids, we have 4 4 and 8. There's a number 8 should be in there.
Okay, so we have 4 pre-K 3 and 8 pre-K 4.
Yes,
They pay the same amount.
they do.
Okay, cool. So you right now have 46 empty seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's a high number, but it's a new school, but you have 28. So you're right at break even. I know this just from doing this. Like, we don't need nothing to break. We don't need nothing to happen. We just paying the bills, but you're probably not really able to pay yourself fully, right?
I am actually rebudgeting right now, looking at a marvelous Monday and a fantastic Friday because we getting you off we combining some classes and getting you off my payroll.
I understand because that's where we are, right? And so
Yeah.
if you were full, you will be making another $6,880 a week, and you will be making another $29,000 a month.
Yeah, just don't tell my husband.
And so we got an annual revenue gap of like
100,000.
357,000. Yeah. But listen, I'm with you. You can't enroll all these kids at the same time, but we can get 20 more, we can get 10 more. And so even if we could close this gap by half, that will make a big difference. Now, the difference in these two calculators is one is really exact because we do it by class and we do it by price, and the other one is just like an overview, right? But they both really help you base the numbers at hand. But even if you face the numbers, you got to do something about it. And that's what the boot camp is all about. The other thing I'm going to show you just in your free resources, or if you got VIP, you would have this. Bobby, can you drop the VIP workbook? There are some things that you guys need to be doing before boot camp. And one of them is just doing your numbers. The other one is, like I said, looking at your Google, looking at your Facebook, looking at your building, the things that you need to spruce up. These are all important when it comes to enrollment. But next week, we're going to actually be fully talking about like what is the system for enrollment. So I'm going to show you this workbook. I also put the link in the chat just in case you misplaced it. This is the VIP workbook that we got just in the webinar. Now, the one that you guys will get in boot camp is much more thorough. A lot of you guys are asking me, well, what do you use for this? And what do you use for that? It will be, Bobby, you'll let those few people in. Thank you. It'll be all in there, like my phone scripts, who runs my ads, all of those things will be in there. But in this workbook, it kind of lays out, see if I can close this part down. Some of the charts that you need to plan, but it also when it goes in systems, yeah, there are some scripts in there, phone scripts. There are some handling objection scripts, like if a person says, oh, it's too expensive, we can say, I know this is a big decision, and I know budget does factor into that. But we find that our parents save on meals because our meals are delicious, on activities, on enrichment, on supplies, because these are some things that we already include. And you cannot put a cost on, safe, clean, clear. But there are all kind of things in this workbook I think you guys should go through that would definitely help you. Someone asked me, how do I respond? Who was that? Let me go back to the name. Was that Patricia, I think, was asking me how do I respond? I want to say it may have been Patricia, but in here it gives a full closing sequence on day 1, day 2, what you should be doing, right? And so I wanted to just make sure that you guys do that. And then it also has a checklist for your building to make sure that your classroom is tour ready. It says, I want you to think Disney, not DMV. We want it to be happy, not functional, right? We want to make sure that the students are being celebrated in the way that the parents walk through the building. So it asks you, is your staff presentable? Is there a learning showcase with the kids? Is it safe? Is it compliant? Are the restrooms clean? Do they smell pleasant? Are they stocked? Is there a wow factor? So I want to make sure that you guys make sure you go through this workbook. It is going to help you with a lot of those little things that will give us some pre-work going into boot camp, right? So before we hop off, I want to know how many of you are already in boot camp? Because it's like 90 of y'all. I'm so excited. If you're already in boot camp, I want to congratulate you for taking those next steps. Boot camp starts on Monday. We start with a 5-day intensive where every day for the first 5 days, we'll meet for an hour and 15 minutes because we want to preload the work and the understanding. And then for the next 5 weeks, we want to implement. We literally want to go in and say, all right, I've enrolled these amount of students. This is the hiccups I'm having with. This is not working. This is not working. I have parents filling this out. What can I do to make it easier? Also, in the 5 weeks, we will, Bobby, drop the link to the boot camp, please. Also, in the 5 weeks, we will be having some of our vendors come in. Many of you said, well, Brandy, who does your automation? I don't want to just tell you. I want them to come in and talk to you. The person who runs our ads, so we can get seen on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Google. They will be there. to make sure that they support us. We also have somebody coming in who talking about great student experiences because you want to show parents great experiences when they come and when their kid enrolls, right? And so we want to definitely encourage you to sign up for boot camp. We need that link, Bobby, if you haven't already. So I want to open up the floor for questions. I want to open up it could be questions about enrollment or about the boot camp. Someone said, is it recorded? Absolutely, it's recorded. So you can watch it the next day. You can watch it with your staff. You can watch it in 2 months from now when you need your next enrollment. So yes, you do get the recordings to each and every one of the classes, okay? When you go to register for boot camp, Bobby just dropped the link in the chat. It's going to give you all of the information. And guys, when we were on the trainings, we know that the revenue gap is so big. We want to close that revenue gap. We want to make sure you can get students in your seat. So we're going to be taking this very, very seriously. So everything that's included is in there. What we're going to do every day is already in there. And then don't forget, there's 2 ways you can join. General admission is only $297, literally to work with me for 6 weeks. It's less than $50 a week. Like, I can't even make it better than that. Like, I don't know a way to make it better than that. And then the VIP is $597, but you also get a ticket to your conference. The ticket to the conference right now is more than $597. So this is a very, very sweet deal. You also get your social media calendar. So everything is included is right here. Social media calendar, your parent enrollment, how to overcome injections, your tour experience kit. Everything you need is inside of the boot camp. And even if we can enroll you one kid that stays 1 month, you've already paid for the boot camp. But that's not our goal. Our goal is to help you enroll 20 students in 20 days. So our first week, we're going to be setting it all up. And then in October, well, really starting September 29th, we'll be doing our Enroll 2020 working days. Our goal is to help you enroll those students in October. Now, let's say you have less than 20 you can enroll. We still need those 12 because Tamika just showed me, she just showed us how just those few kids can be an extra $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Okay. So when you go to enroll, you just click to reserve your spot. And if you go down, you will see that there are various ways to pay. You can pay via credit card. You can pay via Klarna. It can break it up into payments for you. So please make sure that you look into those options on the page, right? It tells you everything that you guys will get included. And the best thing is you don't just get me, you get all the coaches. And our coaches at Child Care Millionaires, they literally are some of the best. All right. So I want to take a minute. Brandy, I know you got signed up. Congratulations. Hey, Marilyn. So glad. Are you in, Marilyn? I think you are.
My video will not open.
Oh,
This
no,
is
I see
Marilyn.
you. Hey, are you all signed up? I know you were thinking about it.
I've got my card sitting right here so I could get it done.
Get it done. I'm telling you, it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna walk you guys through the those 5 days. The coaches will be there. And then one of the added benefits of the boot camp is in the 5 weeks that we work together, the last 2 weeks, we break up with centers of your same size. So centers that have 50 will be together, centers that have like 30 will be together, centers that have like 100, because our strategy may have to differ. You will be assigned like a coaching pod. And then on those nights, not only will you get to talk to a coach, but you will get to connect with other centers that's your size, find you a good accountability partner. Some of you will find your roommate to the conference. It's going to be a really good time, but you get all the resources. like your social media calendar, your phone scripts, what to text parents, what to email them, what to put in your tour bags. There will be nothing that is left to chance. All right. I'm really excited about that. I know Brandy's in. Marie, are you in? Julie, are you in? Marie says she's in. Are you excited? I'm gonna unmute you for a second. How many kids you need to enroll? Uh-oh, you're still muted. Can you?
Total, we have 68 seats. Our first goal is 30.
Okay, let's do it. 68 seats. I mean, that's gonna make a big difference. How long have you guys been open?
The center itself has been open for 14 years. I took ownership in October of 2023.
Okay. All right, awesome. I'm a person who taken over centers and started them from scratch, and it is different. Sometimes changing the culture, but I'm so excited that you and your staff are going to be doing this. I'm excited to see pictures of your building, and getting to know you better. So thank you so much for sharing that. Julie says she needs 20 more. All right, Miss Martha, are you in? Yes, you're in. How many do you need to enroll, Miss Martha? You should be able to
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm starting a new center and it holds 60.
Okay, do you have a current center yet?
Do I have a current center?
Mm-hmm.
Like a building?
Yes. Well, I
Actually,
mean, is this your first center or is this your second
I
center?
had a center before and it was
Okay.
attached to a church, to the church, and we decided to separate the two and I got a bigger building. And so that building holds 60. We're actually closing, I think, next Friday.
Okay. Okay. We got some work to do. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that this is going to help you, like even while you're in the position of the transition, how
Yeah,
to get people excited, how to get them on the waiting list, how to get them paying those fees. So
yeah,
we're very, very excited to help support you.
I'm excited too.
Me too. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. All right, let's see who else we have on. Like, drop how many kids we're trying to enroll. Hey, Monica. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Sierra. Hey, is it Taffany? Did I do it right? Yay. I want to know. I want to make sure that you guys are enrolled. You don't have any questions. Bobby, is there anything else that they need to know? Because I see we have a lot of boot campers on. You have any things that they need to do? Can you come on in for just a second and let them know? We are opening. Danielle says they have 17 spots to fill. Brandy Butler says 9 for preschool, 26 for the evenings and Saturdays. I love it. Keep dropping it, guys. Because not only are we going to stand in partnership, we're going to stand in prayer. I love it.
All right, Brandy, I can take over for you for just a moment. I'll share
All
my
right.
screen again and just show them how they can register for the boot camp. Let's see here. All right, I'm pulling my screen up. As Brandy mentioned, you can join us for the boot camp. It starts next week on the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. Central. We do have orientation this Saturday at 10 a.m. where you guys will get prepared, get all the things that you need in order to be prepared. We'll go over how to get into our school group where you will have access to all the VIP resources and replays, and it'll just be a big community where you can have the interactive feeling after the boot camp and before each class. So you can catch up, do homework, and ask questions within that school group. We'll also make sure that you have claimed your conference ticket. If you do purchase the VIP, which more than half of the people who are enrolled in the boot camp did select the VIP ticket, they get a complimentary ticket to our conference, our 10th conference coming up in November. It'll be November 13th through the 16th in Houston, Memorial City. Um, and then we'll also just go over any questions that you may have to make sure that you have access to all things before you join class on Monday the 22nd. So does anyone have go ahead, Brandy, you're on mute though.
If I know we have a Zoom room, they have to register for that orientation, right?
Yes.
Guys, let's put the Zoom link there so you can register, so you can get a reminder. I know on Saturdays, the Saturday be Dan. But we do want you to attend the orientation because we don't want you to miss anything, okay? We want to make sure that you get all the information that you need to be successful in the boot camp. Hey, Aquania.
Hey, Brandy. I'm gonna text Bobby directly, but the link that I have for orientation, I didn't see that you had to register first. So I'm gonna
Okay.
make sure it's the right one. But I'm happy to drop it. And I sent an email reminder about orientation yesterday, and I'll send out another one today.
All right, thank you. Y'all give Aquania some love. She be making sure y'all get all of the details. Bobby, tell them a little bit about the survey that they're going to be getting today or tomorrow. Well, today, I guess.
Absolutely. If you have joined the boot camp, you'll be receiving a survey from us. The survey gives us an idea, a little bit more of an idea about you, your needs, and your center, and it'll help us to create a specialized um, development for you when we go through our presentation during the boot camp. So it'll ask you questions such as the basic information, your first name, last name, the name of your center, how long you've been operating your center, how many centers you currently have. We'll ask you more about your revenue, your center's capacity, and what is your current center's enrollment, how many staff do you have, and what is your current position within your center? We'll also ask you any current challenges that you're facing outside of enrollment. This survey is really catered for us to help you and go over any questions that you may have during the boot camp, and also help us to pick out any coaching pod groups during the last few weeks of the boot camp.
And the coaching pods are, I think, what people love the most. Y'all saw Dr. Connie, Coach Nat. How many of y'all know Coach Stacy? Coach Tamika and Dr. DeShannon. So they will all be potted up with you guys based on your center. That way you have your very own contact. It also helps you knowing a few smiling faces when you come to the conference. Quinn has been to the conference before. Danielle has been to the conference before. I'm telling you, it is, I can't even explain like how dope the conference is. And this year we're doing a child care land experience. And so not only is it, are we going to be able to bond before, but then we're going to be able to celebrate at the conference your accomplishments and what you've done. So Bobby, you did talk about the school group that we're moving from Facebook to school.
I'm sorry, yes, I was on mute. I did mention the school group and I mentioned all the information that they would be able to get on there. It will be like an all access portal where they'll be able to ask questions. They'll get their follow up homework from each night's class, and we'll go over, you'll be able to have all access to the resources, the VIP playbook, and any replays as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Bobby. I really appreciate that. So school is where it's at. So those of you who have not joined our school group, just be expecting a text. Over the weekend, we have a community manager. Her name is Chelsea. She is the bomb.com. She will help you do everything that you need to do in the group and for the conference, for those of you who will be joining us at the conference. And so from time to time, she'll call you, make sure that you're keeping up with everything. She'll help you get all registered for the conference and book your room. So I just wanted you to be aware that we are super excited and we're committed to your growth. So take this last opportunity to sign up. This is our last lunch and learn. And starting Monday, we will be ready for our 6-week boot camp. I think that that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for being an awesome group. And we'll see you inside boot camp.